All right, guys, welcome to another episode on the podcast. Got my boy Squints, myself, Brian Gold, and our special first guest, Mr. Nick Dallas himself.
How do you do?
I'm doing okay. How you doing today, Nick?
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
Chauncey, I'll let you lead it off.
Today we're talking about growing a business
With remote employees.
with remote employees.
And how do you manage them when you don't see them every day?
Yeah,
And
that's a
they're
tough
supposed-
thing.
And they're supposed to do a job that you hope they're doing.
But
how do
you
you-
have no
how do
way
you
of
know if they
knowing
did
for
it?
sure if they did it.
And plus what he does, it's invisible.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you know if the bugs show up, they probably didn't do their job well, right?
exactly. Callbacks are definitely a problem.
So a little background on Mr. Nick Dallas. He's the CEO and founder of Dallas Pest Control. You kill things for a living.
Basically, an ant assassin, one way or another. I mean, rats, any kind of pest that's bothering you.
Do you fuck with snakes?
Sure, why not?
I see the hesitation
You
there, Nick.
name it, we'll take care of it. It's one of those things.
So how many employees do you have?
We have a total of 9 employees right now, which is one of the biggest struggles is hiring new employees.
All in their own vehicles that you provide.
We provide company vehicles for everybody.
So 9 employees, 9 trucks.
Yes. Well, minus one office worker, which doesn't get a company vehicle, but yeah.
So 8 people that you never really have show up to the office.
They show up to collect their paperwork, collect their chemical, the keys to the properties we're visiting, and then they're on their way.
So how do you know they did their job for the day?
We started with new tracking software that we have off a company called PestPack that geolocates every single stop they visit. It catalogs how much time they spend at that stop, how much chemical they use and where they apply that chemical on each stop, and then when they time out of the locations.
That's a cool software.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's definitely useful.
But how reliable is it?
Very reliable. Have had 0 problems with it. It's expensive, but it's worth it because any business owner knows employees are the number one problem.
100%. And wasted chemicals.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the larger companies have to deal with employees selling chemical on the side to other companies. It's a large industry. Terminex just sold to a company called Rent to Kill for $6.7 billion.
Why aren't you
So,
there?
Look, with how many employees they have and how many managers, the amount of headaches they deal with,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it.
And they're
It really
nationwide.
isn't. Yeah, well, now they're worldwide. Or
Oh.
Rent to Kill is. They're a UK-based company,
Oh, shit.
but a lot of work out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's employees can be difficult. Finding new people that are reliable can be difficult. Training people to leave to go somewhere else obviously is a problem as well.
Right now, most companies are hiring people with sign-on bonuses because there's no labor force out there. The newer generations don't have the drive or motivation to come in and work, even a 6-hour day. Our technicians are able to work from the time they start, which they determine, let's say between 7 and 9 a.m. They can show up anytime then, as long as they don't have any scheduled appointments before then, which is a rarity. We generally start scheduling 8 to 10, but the biggest problem is getting them in there on time, finishing the work the right way, and turning the truck back in at the end of the day.
So they don't take it home.
We started allowing people to take the trucks home a couple of years ago, and next thing you know, the tracking devices that are down by the gas pedal would get kicked out the second they left the office. And of course, the employees say it's an accident. We didn't mean to kick that out. We didn't even know. Even though there's a big clunky black box rolling around under the gas pedal, they always managed to kick them out. And then who knows where they were over the weekend. So that was a short-lived little experiment and didn't go very well.
Side jobs?
You have to risk the side jobs, but they're also using a company gas card. They're putting mileage on the trucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going around spraying their family and their friends' houses for free.
It's a liability of just them having the trucks.
Yeah, and then we started running into employees crashing trucks over the weekend
Oh, nice.
and dealing with those insurance claims, and it just turned out to be a big mistake.
Like, why did they have the truck anyway, right?
Exactly. You're not working on the weekends. You're not driving the truck on the weekends. You shouldn't be crashing trucks on the weekends, but we try and help out people that are in positions that need work. We take the time to get them licensed, put them through the state, only to be let down by people crashing vehicles and taking things that aren't theirs. So, we try and vet them out as best as possible with live scan, background checks and all that. But still, at the end of the day, letting employees take home company vehicles always seems to be an issue.
What do you wish you knew when you first started this business that you've learned over the course of business?
The larger it gets, the more problems you end up having.
And the less money you have.
Less money you have as well. I mean,
Oddly enough, that's what people think.
I kid you not, the more money you make, the more they take, the more goes to payroll taxes, everything else.
Workman's comp.
Oh God, don't even get me started on that. But
Do you deal with a lot of workman's comp?
let's just say lucky to this date, no cases, but knock on wood, it's still,
But you're still paying into it regardless.
you're still, I mean, it's a huge expense every year for something that you never really have to use. God forbid you do have to use it.
It makes it hard for companies to work U.S. based because of that reason.
Oh, absolutely. And especially in California with how high our taxes are, our insurance are.
Gas.
It's gas. I mean, we've now switched all of our trucks over to 4 cylinders.
What do you spend a month on gas?
I don't want to think. I mean, it's it's not pretty. I mean,
Do you at least rack up Amex points?
Southwest points and Chase points, but yeah,
Good enough.
Amex is personal. That's for the wife's travels.
I know, but you can take those points from your employees and funnel it to your personal card.
They all get company cards, so they're all my points anyway.
I know, but I'm saying they could all have company Amex cards, and then it funnels to your wife's account.
I don't want everything funneling there. Come on, you gotta keep some for myself.
Oh yeah, because you're going on a trip without the wife.
Just like you are too.
Yeah, but she knows about
Okay, fair enough.
Sounds like another episode in itself.
it.
Yeah, Brian's travels.
No, I'm just teaching you how to maximize your credit card points.
Well,
That's
then
a hustle in its own right.
I guess I'll have to get on that one.
You will. We'll get you there. Don't worry.
Thank
How
you.
long have you been in the business?
We've been in business for 39 years. Purchased the company from my dad. He founded it. He started it. He ran it. He built it up, and then he figured out the things I'm now figuring out. The more employees you have, the more headaches you have.
As you began to scale the business bigger, what did Pops tell you?
Son, keep the business small. Run what you want to run. You can make 20, you can make 30 grand a month. Bring home after taxes, no headaches. You work as much as you want. Trust me, keep it small. No, Dad, you have no clue. Let me start selling these people. Next thing you know, we land LA County as a customer. We start landing these bigger places. More employees, came more headaches. It was quick. It was really quick. And managing all these different employees that have all their own different attitudes and quirks about them just is probably the most difficult part of business. Not probably, it is the most difficult part.
Would you rather sell your business and invest in property and have no employees?
Yes and no. I enjoy providing a life for all of these employees, knowing they can pay their bills, they can take their kids where they want to go, put them in private school, because contrary to belief, pest control, you actually make good money. I mean, these guys
even just as an
as a
operator
route
for
tech.
somebody,
I mean,
yeah.
these guys aren't making $20 an hour.
Yeah.
They're making double that, to where you're able to provide a decent life for your family without a college degree, without some, insane desire to go out and hustle up new business or sell construction work or anything like that. You're able to provide. And me selling a business is going to hurt those employees, because I know a lot of other companies aren't as lax as we are, allowing them to come in with a 2-hour grace period and start their workday when they see fit, in case they have to take their kids to school or have a anniversary, something like that. We allow our guys to take as much time off as they want, as long as they don't take advantage of it, which a lot of larger corporations are going to. Unlimited PTO, because statistically people will take less paid time off with the more you're offering them.
Interesting. So it's weird the way that the opposite of what you think would happen in a situation is actually happening,
It's a good thing I'm not an employee.
Yeah. Well, people actually like to work as long as their job place is pleasurable place to be at, and they're not too scrutinized or leaned on by bad management. I feel like, I like to get up every day and go do what I have to do. I think that's a drive as a human being. It gives you some perspective and comfortability to know that this is your daily routine. So
yeah, everybody wants to feel like they succeed in life, whether it's in work or home and family values, whatever it is. And when you lay around all day and have no purpose, you're going to feel that way about yourself. And when these employees get up, and I know it might not be a super crucial or critical job to most, but it still gives you a feeling that you've succeeded. You finished your day's tasks. You did a good job. And it goes into that whole thing of making your bed first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Start your day off with the first simple task, know that you've completed it and achieved it, and sets forth the path on what you want for the rest of your day.
Running downhill.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's good. It's good that you have the vision to see that, it's a bigger picture than just about ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, if it was just me, company would be gone, I'd have cash in the bank, properties to manage, but I do have to think about my employees because they're the ones that have provided me with the lifestyle that I live thus far. Mm-hmm. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
And you've been selling pest control for those watching, me and Nick have known each other since we were 16 years old, so it's about 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah. And he's been working since he was in high school.
Yeah.
Selling pest control for his father, going door to door. It's a tough gig. It's tough
Not
to walk
easy.
up to somebody's door and knock on it and be that asshole because nobody wants to see somebody at their door trying to sell them, and then actually turn it into a profitable conversation,
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing more humiliating than door knocking, and all the people that go door to door. I don't encourage it because you're going to get more doors slammed in your face than you ever imagined.
But that was where you came from.
But you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to learn how it's made in order to be successful. And, that's where I started. And now I'm here, and I don't have to do the day-to-day of sales or spraying. And I do predominantly estimates, inspections, and it's a lot easier. And I encourage all my guys to go further and get more licenses and do the easier tasks. I'll hire more route technicians. A lot of guys become stagnant. They don't want to better themselves. They're content with where they are. I mean, we probably pay our guys too much money as it is. I mean, we're on the very top of the scale for what pest control technicians make.
Good for you.
But they become content, stagnant. They don't want to get termite licenses. They don't want to get their field rep. They don't want to get their operator, or their contractor's license. They just are content. And that's one of the biggest downturns to paying them so well, is they don't have the desire to become anything more.
It's a good way to keep route techs.
It's excellent. I mean, it's excellent.
Yeah.
We've had employees for 20 years in this company,
Mm-hmm.
and they're an asset. They're literally one of the legs to this moving, monstrosity, and it works. But I do want all of them to better themselves, and go to college, get a degree in something that you enjoy, learn, just better yourself in any aspect, and you'll be a happier person.
Yeah.
For doing so.
But how do you fix the issue of acquiring more employees in this current time?
You know what? I'm open to any suggestions because we do Indeed, we do ZipRecruiter, we have Facebook, online, advertisements for employees. It's just really tough. And the last 4 people we've got from ZipRecruiter and Indeed, I know we set up specific times to meet them and go over the interview and do all that. 3 of the 4 did not show up at all. The 4th one at least responded by email after his time had passed, saying, I didn't think I'd get the job anyway because I'm not currently licensed, so I didn't bother showing up or letting you know. And
Okay.
it just baffles me how this next generation is ever going to get a job when they won't even show up to something because they don't think they're going to get it.
Well, they expect the government to just give them more free money.
And I mean, hey, look, I'm all for the government to stop giving out money and make these people come back to reality, but it just doesn't seem like it's happening anytime soon.
You're falling out of frame. You might want to pull.
Oh, let me pull back.
Yeah. Are you happy with the scale and the size of the business at this moment? Would you like to stay in this place, or do you have, do you see it growing in a different way, or maybe in a different, obviously companies can evolve. So is there anything different you want to get into, or?
The non-organic growth, the growth you're paying for, the SEO, SCM, which a lot of people say isn't really as lucrative anymore, that I'm not into. The organic growth that comes from
Word of
just
mouth.
reputation, word of mouth,
Yeah.
referrals, that's amazing. We love that because we're already dealing with someone that's been informed on how our company operates.
That's an easy sell.
Yeah, I mean, those are the best. The non-organic, the paid for ones, just becomes super expensive.
Well, you're cutting
Cuts
somebody
profit
in.
margins.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally giving away the initial service, which is, let's just say, a random number, $200. That money's being given to the company that got you that lead, which takes away from us, and then we have to rely on that customer staying for the next
Retention.
however many years.
Yeah, to get it back.
Yeah, to get it back, and I did it, wasn't fond of it. If you have a ton of money, ton of resources, sure, pay for it, but time after time, it's not worth the initial investment.
Yeah. In our
So-
business, we don't promote through, usual channels or do things that normally, cannabis companies would do. We tend to self-promote and use our own social channels and things like that to promote our business, because once again, it comes back to an organic turnover,
Yeah.
and it's not a,
Yeah, but in
running a
your
special at
business-
the shop to get people in the door, or
Yeah,
doing
but your
BOGO
business,
buy for
you've built a
ones,
brand. You've built a following around your brand. And when you also have the highest quality product, your following follows you more so than you having to go out and market to new clientele.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still so many people that don't know about us, even though we feel like that we're accomplished.
Yeah.
And, most people would spend money on advertising and different things. I have people hitting me up trying to create media for us all the time, and I just tell them, we do self-promo. We
Yeah.
feel like it's organic. We feel like it's not us going above and beyond to try to steal some eyeballs that weren't supposed to be on us in the first place. I like
Yeah.
to keep things organic and just very,
It's
word
a
of
lot more
mouth.
cost
If you
effective.
know.
You
Yeah, I
know?
don't see the turnover rate. Like if I'm doing a buy one, get one, and I'm bringing in people that are just hunting for free shit, what's the retention
Yeah.
to the shop for
Those aren't
somebody?
the customers you want.
No, I
those-
don't want that guy. I want the guy that is like, I'm in town and I wanted to come get foreign and squints, and please send me
Exactly.
to the store so that I can load up on it, because I'm in, and that business was built from social media, because this guy's been looking at it from Indiana or whatever, and he's now in California and able to come down, right? That's
Absolutely.
an organic, nice, good flow,
Yeah, those are the customers you want to keep, and if you provide a good service or a good product, those are the ones that will continue coming back time and time again.
Yes.
They'll pay the premiums. And look, in my business, I tell people, we're not the cheapest company. That's not our goal. We're not aiming to be the cheapest company that you can find. You don't want cheap work.
No.
You
get what you pay for.
Absolutely. And people, you have so many people on Yelp, and Yelp is a whole nother thing. As my phone's literally giving me Yelp notifications, but Yelp is like a mafia. I kid you not. You want to pay Yelp, you will be ranked so high. Your 5-star reviews will stay up there. The second you pull from advertising, your reviews just start dropping. I mean, you go from 200 down to 100 within a month. And they'll let you know, we can allocate a specialist to determine whether or not these reviews are authentic, but without you spending that capital, they don't have the resources then. So it's definitely not an easy thing to pay for customers and make it profitable. A lot of larger companies buy smaller companies because it's a lot cheaper doing it that way as opposed to paying for,
Interesting.
you know,
That's what they're paying for. More routes, basically.
yeah, you're
And
paying
just
for the route, the
consolidating them.
customer lists, that customer's information, the emails, the phone numbers, the addresses. That's what they want. They
Yeah.
want to make sure they're going to keep that customer for the next 10, 20 years. That's what they're banking on. When they sell pest control with mergers and acquisitions, they're not looking at what you currently perform at. They're looking at your scale of growth for what you'll be doing in the next 2, 5, 10 years. Is your company still going to be profitable?
Is it flatlining? Is it going backwards?
Exactly. What's
know?
what's the rest of the economy
Yeah.
So, when times get tough, groceries or pest control, what are you going to pick? I mean, pest control is going to be one of the first ones to get cut, then maybe landscaping or pool service. But then again, in Southern California, with the amount of rats and roaches and every other
Everything.
thing
Yeah.
you have, pest control hopefully isn't going anywhere.
No, I mean, it's a necessary thing. I mean, we're overrun by that. And like I said, with the landscaping and everything else, it all goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
If you're not keeping up, I mean, it makes your job harder, obviously. It's more places for things to live
Yeah.
alive.
Absolutely. Every once in a while you get customers that call in that go, well, we haven't seen anything in a while, so we're going to hold off on service. And I try to explain them the reason you're not seeing any problems is because we're doing our job.
Yeah.
So when you start seeing problems, that doesn't mean you need pest control. Then you should have already had it.
Yeah.
So you
It's a
would have
maintenance
never had the
service.
problem in the first place. Because trust me, once you start getting roaches all over your kitchen, or you end up with some family guest member that came over for the weekend and now you have bed bugs, it's a little late, in the game. Now it's more expensive to get rid of those problems. And
Bed bugs are the worst.
least favorite job I go to,
Yeah.
and
They're disgusting.
they're not fun. I can
No.
tell you that. And some of the jobs I've gone to, you're just,
And they're
horrified.
intelligent little fuckers.
They've been around longer than we have.
Yeah.
I mean, it tells
They
you
can
something.
hide. They come out when people are sleeping. They feed off pheromones. They know. It's a really
It's
interesting old
It's
world
nothing I
problem.
like doing for my last job of the day before I go home.
Does it make you all itchy?
It just is, absolutely. You're sitting there and you're just scratching. You're going, did I get something on me? Am I going to bring something home? Is my wife going to kill me because of this?
So what do you do when you get home? Get naked?
Yeah. Yeah. The wife has a little protocol of me stripping down in the garage. And
To make sure you don't bring anything with you.
yeah, I mean, I put on a full Tyvek suit, so the chances are pretty slim. But
Mhm.
there's always those jobs you go into prior to knowing what they are really, where you're just dressed in your normal uniform, going there, and next thing you know, there's bed bugs everywhere, and you're trying to walk backwards, retracing your own steps. It's just one of those things that if you don't have to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
But remember, it does pay well. So if you're looking for a job, please call me.
Yes.
So any
Yeah. If anybody out there's looking, please hit up Dallas Pest Control.
How do they find you, Nick?
You can find us online on DallasPestSCV.com. You can also send over emails, office@DallasPestSCV.com, things of that nature, or call us the old-fashioned way.
And you handle most of the LA area, not just Santa
We
Clara
handle
Valley.
all of LA County. We go all the way. We go into Ventura, actually, not all the way, Ventura County, but we do a good portion. Camarillo,
Westlake, Camarillo, that type of
Camarillo,
stuff.
yeah, we do those areas.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on, Nick.
my pleasure.
Well, we
Appreciate
got
all the
about-
knowledge.
My pleasure.
We got 3 more minutes. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, we got 3 more minutes.
I was just wondering who was calling you, to be honest.
Fucking mystery
Uh,
to me.
Any words of advice for anybody that's out there trying to,
Start a business. Look for a
maybe
job.
somebody that route teched for somebody else and is looking to go out on his own?
Think about it before you do it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, owning a business, I remember when we were doing a really big project out in Simi Valley, and I mean, we were there for a year straight, every single day, a couple technicians. We were sealing up structures for rats, called the rodent exclusion. And I would call a couple of my guys, my lead and my number 2, and I would always ask them, hey, do you guys want to come help on this job when you're done with your route? I know your route only took a 5.5 or 6 hour, 6 hours of your day. I'll pay you guys extra. Do you want to come help? No. Honestly, we make enough money. We don't want to work more. That's why the owners do that. The bosses have to work more, but you guys make more. And it's just difficult when you're starting a business out, not understanding how much you're going to have to put into it. But you'll learn quickly, because if you don't learn quickly, you won't succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, what you put in is what you're going to get back out of it.
I mean,
So-
Elon Musk still works 80, 90 hours a week. He says
And I
that
have nothing on him.
Tesla and SpaceX wouldn't be,
Look.
they wouldn't be around still if he didn't. He doesn't
Absolutely.
feel like he can step away from it.
I mean, the man can build a rocket or the best car. Or,
Yeah, obviously he's an outlier in a situation where he's somebody different and has that ethic. But for him to know that obviously he could have hired somebody else in his place like Bezos did, a
Yeah.
while ago, but he's still in there every day because
no
he
one
knows
will
that-
treat your baby the way
Yeah.
you treat your baby. You know, and I don't care how an amazing of an employee you have, it's a diamond in the rough. If you find someone that's going to treat your business the way you would treat your business, I don't care what it costs, lock that person down.
Yeah, it's hard to keep him, but yeah.
Keep him for life, because I can tell you right now, the amount of effort you're going to put forth as opposed to an employee putting forth, there's no parallel.
Yep.
You know, so be ready for it. Start slow. Don't overwhelm yourself of, you know, going out and buying 10 new trucks and a big office building.
Yeah.
Start slow. Start within your means.
One route at a time.
And build it. And once you start building it, word of mouth starts going, and you get more and more customers. And next thing you know, you're actually making a profit.
There it is. How to be profitable in life.
Yep. Start small.
Hang out with rich friends.
Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Thanks, Nick. We appreciate
My
you and your
pleasure.
time. We know you're a busy man.